the School of Engineering at the Guelph. And today I'm here to actually introduce you to this project. Started just to give you more idea of what we're planning to do and how we're going to do it. Oh, I think this one way. That's great. So the project title is evaluating the technical and economical feasibility of biomass crop as regenerative buffer strip and silt stock. And this is for the controlling the nutrient runoff control. The duration of the project will be 3 years, and the key collaborators will be OBPC as well as from OBPC. So you have Dr. Mary. And in terms of the research team, we have our research team over here. We have Kim her first year of PhD. Obo who's doing her first year of master, and we have Dr. Hiro and he's working on this project as well. We also have Dr. Fatima Khan, and of course myself, Chen. So again, this project is a part of the OMAFA Alliance project. So this is a schematic layout of the project. So as you can see over here, normal agricultural activity has a lot of fertilization activities, which may result to access a new the theory of nutrient release. And mostly they're focusing from the waterway pass. We're looking at nitrogen and phosphorus. That's one of the things that what we want to try to do with this project is to looking at the possibility of having buffer strip that's made of census to prevent the nutrient loss from the agricultural activity. And the other thing that we can look over here is to use silt stocks as additional prevention to put over here, or as a center by itself to prevent soil erosion, and at the same time preventing the loss of the phosphorus. Yeah, so this is the schematic diagram, and the key objective of the project is to looking at the technical and the economical feasibility of this biomass crop as a buffer strip or as a silt stock. So from the perspective, we wanted to look at investigating through the lab and the field trials. So when we say lab, is more greenhouse scale trials to look at the effectiveness of this buffer zone and its uptake of the phosphorus through the experimental procedure. I want to look at both the runoff as well as the surface food, basically the infiltration product. And the other one for the soft material, want to investigate that the filter material, the effectiveness of its retaining the soil erosion for the control of the soil erosion. And with all that, we will take the data from these studies from both the lab as well as the field and adapt them into existing tools such as mathematical modeling for SWOT and buffer builder, and taking these data and revise the modeling and come up with a cost analysis for the to evaluate the effectiveness as well as the requirement of this buffer. And of course, we would like to actively engage OBPC as well as OMAFA and PPS Biomass costs to achieve a technology that can be applicable, to the field. And here are some of the updates of the work that we have done so far. So in summer 2023, last year, we have went on a couple of field sampling. So the first couple of the sampling, what we did is to take the actual biomass and bring to our greenhouse for propagation and population of these for the actual greenhouse test. So we did miscanthus and switchgrass sampling. And we also went to the TPS biomass and got some dry biomass as well as the soft material. So that is we can assemble our own salts and use for our greenhouse experiment. The other thing that we've done is that we went and find two sites that has the existing buffer strip, and we did the soil sampling in the field. So this is the site number 1 over here. But the picture is a little bit blurred, but what we have over here on the left-hand side, we have the soil bean. Then we have the buffer strip. And what we have over here is the white bean. So we sampled soil from both sides of the buffer strip. And here's a more clear picture of the buffer strip. So one of the buffer strip is made of miscanthus. So one of the things that we are a little in doubt when we went to the field is because on both sides of this buffer strip, we have a plantation with crops. So that means there's a high potential that both sides are fertilized. That might be difficult to actually determine what is the effect of this miscanthus buffer strip. So site number 2 that we find actually looks better. So for this site, as you can see in the front over here, we have the soybean. Then it's very difficult to see, but over here you have a full strip of miscanthus buffer strip. Then after that, it is a forest. You can see over here, this is on this side is a soybean, and on the other side is the forest. And this is actually a very thin layer of miscanthus strip. Maybe in the row, but so here are some of the results that we have obtained for the field sampling. So on this side is site 1 result, and on the other side is the site 2 result. In terms of determine the phosphorus, we have used 2 methods. One is also P, and the other one is the extraction. The reason that we wanted to use because the two of these 2 methods. OBPC is more established standard method for determining the phosphorus content, and that is for the plant available content. And for the chemical way, we're trying to looking at dissolvable phosphorus because we're looking at it also. It's either to water or dissolve the phosphorus. That's why that's the two number that we're looking at. Now, as you can see, as we expected when we were outside, in the site 1, because both sides, this is before and after the buffer strip, because on both sides, there are plants there, and there are most likely localization going on. So therefore, it's actually the number is pretty similar, with that right whether the strip is effective or not. However, on the other side, where we have the soybean and the forest, you can see that the buffer strip seems to be very. So this gave us some confirmation that as long as the site is able to see a good effect of the buffer strip. But that's the other thing that we're here today. If you know any farmers that has existing biomass strip that's currently working in their field, or is willing to let us plant some and test the effect, please let us know. If we do want to go out to the field and sample as much as possible, because the field data is much more realistic. And also, we have been setting up our greenhouse test. So this one over here is for our Silt test. This is the schematic. Basically, what we want to do is to have a rainfall simulator, and it falls onto the floor. This floor can be inclined or inclined to different angles. And we are collecting with the soil on top, and we'll put the socks over here. And these are some of the socks that we have made in house. And we have over here, we collect the infiltration, and we'll collect the soil together with the runoff water. for the test of determining what is the concentration of the sediment. For this test, and this is the actual setup, so we have the rainfall simulator at our floor, and we have the bottom that you can see is water collection mechanism. And over here, for this setup, we use the two ASTF standard. The first one is the 6459 -19, and the other one is the 3977 97. So the first one is on the standard buffer stock, silt stock setup for this type of test. And the second one is to determine the soil erosion. And this one over here is our setup for the buffer strip. The key thing over here, what we're trying to do is to determine the uptake rate of phosphorus inside for each of the biomass plants. And again, we have over here the rainfall simulation and have the plant, and at the bottom the collection mechanism. So here's the setup. We're not done this one yet. We're still rainfall simulation setup. And here are some of the plans that we have been drawn. This is the update and introduction of our project. So we are hoping to get more sites for testing. And if you have any comments, questions, feel free to contact us.